10 steps to create a compelling lead magnet to build your list fast. That's what we're talking about today, so let's get started. Welcome everyone, I'm Alan, and on this channel we talk all things sales funnels and digital marketing. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably already know that building your list is one of the most important things you can do for your business, and that lead magnets are your best tool to do that. As a quick reminder, lead magnets are free offers that encourage your audience to join your email list. They are literally the bait you use to attract your ideal customers and clients. Now, given your lead magnets are the first step they take into your sales funnel, many people believe that they are more important than even your main offer. And I tend to agree, to be honest. So let's go ahead and jump right in to 10 things to consider to create your own. Now, step 1 is to know your audience. Now, whether you're creating a product, an offer, a service, or anything else, your first step should always be to know your audience. After all, you can't expect anybody to give you their money or to take your offer if you don't have a specific idea of who you're aiming it at. So I'm guessing you probably already have a decent idea about who your target customer or audience is, but just in case you don't, take some time to find out. So if you already have an audience, then you can survey them, quiz them, post a question in your Facebook group, or something like that. Or if you don't already have an audience, like I know most people don't, then you can look in Facebook groups, Quora questions, or tons of other places to see mainly two things. You should try to find out, 1, what their questions are, and 2, what their problems are. Now, if you know those two things, then that will give you more than enough material to create a compelling offer that they would be willing to give you their money for. Now, the second step to create your lead magnet is to make it relevant. Now, there's an old phrase that says something like, if you put out lettuce, you'll get rabbits. If you put out seeds, you'll get birds. Now, the same concept applies here, and the point is that you literally get to choose your animal or customer or client or audience or whatever, and then you can create a lead magnet to attract that type of person, and preferably only that type of person. So whether your audience or whether your target audience is YouTubers or babysitters or coal miners or whatever, you literally get to choose them and then create a lead magnet or some type of free offer that attracts that exact type of person. Now, keep in mind, if your lead magnet is a giveaway or a contest for a free iPad or something, then that's probably not going to attract your ideal audience, because people who sign up for a free giveaway are generally people just looking for free things. So that might grow your list faster and larger overall, but a big list really doesn't matter if it's not pre-qualified leads who want what you are eventually going to try to sell them. Now, step 3 is to choose your format. Now, I know a lot of people get hung up on this step, but if this step takes you more than a few minutes or hours, then you're thinking about it too much. So the point is that no matter what your lead magnet is, for example, if your lead magnet is 10 ways to record a video, you can deliver that in a lot of different formats. You can deliver that as a template or a checklist or a quiz or a 1-hour video training or a challenge or whatever number I'm on now. So you don't have to worry too much about this exact format. Remember, if I'm going to give you $1 million, you aren't going to complain about if it's in check or cash or whatever form. You just want the value of what it is. The same concept applies to your lead magnets. As long as the content is valuable to your audience, then they won't care too much about the format you deliver it in. Now, that doesn't mean ignore the format altogether, but it shouldn't take you more than a little while to decide or choose one. If you want to know more about lead magnet and tripwire formats, then you can check out my video here to learn more about it. Now, step 4 is to make it specific. Now, a lot of people think that a bigger list is better, which to be fair, I guess kind of it is, but you don't want a big list. You want a big qualified list, which is something totally different. So back to the specificity here, you want something to be specific and clear and concise and direct. Now, the best way to do this that I've found is to target three things, which are who, what, how. More specifically, who do you help, to do what, and how. So an example of a great lead magnet would be 10 ways for dentists to get more patients with Facebook ads. So that's just a random example, but you can see how 10 ways for dentists is the who, to get more patients is the what, and with Facebook ads is the how. So this is just a random example, but out of those three, the what is probably the most important, and then the who is also very important, but I would say that's secondary, and then the how is the least important, but throw it in if you can. Now, step 5 to create your lead magnet is to make it fast in two ways. Make it fast to deliver and fast to consume. Now, fast to deliver, kind of self-explanatory, but that means that if somebody signs up for your 10 ways to whatever, that they are going to get it quickly. That the second they click download, they are either going to be able to get it right away, or it's going to go right to their email where they can get it. So that one is speed of delivery. Now, the second speed factor is speed of consumption, because they want to be able to consume it quickly. So if it's 10 steps to create a YouTube video, if that's your lead magnet, then they want to be able to consume it quickly, to read it or watch it or whatever it is quickly. Now, this doesn't mean that a 1-hour training or a drip course or something like that is a bad idea, but overall, the lead magnets that tend to be faster to deliver and consume tend to generally work better. So factor that in however you think works best. Now, step 6 is to have or offer more than one lead magnet. Now, I know a lot of people stress and obsess over making the absolute perfect lead magnet. It has to be the best one ever, and I can't do anything until I create it. But you shouldn't worry so much about that exact thing, because you can have more than one, literally. So if you think beginners are a better audience, you could make a lead magnet for them. If you think you want to target advanced users instead, or also, you can create another lead magnet for them. Or if you want to use the exact same content, you can just offer it in different formats. You could offer people to sign up to your email list if they download your 10 ways to blah, blah, blah as a checklist, or you could have another group of people, I should say, sign up for your 10 ways to blah, blah, blah as a 5-day video course. So even if it's the same content or if it's different content, still consider creating or offering more than one lead magnet to try to capture a wider array of people. Now, keep in mind, you're still aiming at the same audience, but you just want to be able to get more of them if you can. And that's because different people like to consume content in different ways. Some people like to read. Some people like to watch videos. Some people like to listen to podcasts. Some people like to go to real life events or seminars, even if it's the exact same content. So however you present them, definitely have or offer more than one. Now, step 7 is to repurpose your old content. Now, of course, this only works, or this works better if you already have a platform on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or wherever, or a blog or anything like that. But if you do have a platform of any kind, then look back to see what was the most popular content you've published. So whatever that may be about, take a look. What got the most likes, comments, views, or pretty much anything else. And then you can literally just repurpose that or recreate that into your lead magnet. So if you have 20 videos about YouTube, but you have way more views or downloads or clicks on the content about YouTube microphones, well, I'm not saying commit to the microphone niche, but consider committing to making your lead magnet about gear or resources or anything like that. So just keep that in mind, that if you already have content, look back and see what your most popular content is and literally just recreate it, repurpose it into your lead magnet to attract more qualified leads. Now, step 8 is to make it simple. Now, we've already discussed keeping it specific, but this is a little different. Now, simple just means make it clear, easy, simple to understand. This means don't make your lead magnet too long, like 10 ways for Eskimos to create YouTube videos with Facebook ads about seals and penguins while juggling at the same time. Now, obviously that's an extreme example, but the point is you don't want to make it too specific or complicated. You don't want them to have to think at all, is pretty much the short story. You want something quick, simple, easy. So for example, 10 things you need to launch a YouTube channel. Boom, boom, boom. Quick, easy to understand, quick to consume, no confusion possible. Overall, that tends to work best. Now, step 9 is to give your lead magnet a nice place to live. Now, this pretty much means give your lead magnet some respect because it deserves it. Remember, this is the first step your leads take into your sales funnel, which means it literally might be the most important part of your entire business. So anyway, give it a nice place to live. That means give it its own landing or web page, give it its own image or e-cover, give it its own copy, its own separate button, its own ads. Everything about it deserves something of its own. So if you have different products, you probably have a different web page and image and description for each product. Your lead magnet deserves the exact same amount of respect and attention, and probably even more. So just keep that in mind, that the web page and ad and all of those things that surround your lead magnet, put some thought into it. Consider the buttons, consider the text or copy. Give it everything it needs to succeed. Step 10 is to make it pretty. Now, this isn't the most important step in the world, but if you're offering a 10-step checklist to start a YouTube channel, then remember, this is the first impression you are making on them of you and your business. So take the extra few minutes to make that document or template or checklist or online mini course or whatever it is, just look nice. And you could literally do this on PowerPoint or Canva or any of those design softwares or platforms. But if you don't feel like you're like that much of a designer or anything like that, then you can go on Fiverr or Upwork and you can pay somebody $20 to make your PowerPoint look nicer, or your template or your checklist or whatever. So it really is more than worth your time. Remember, this isn't the most important thing in the world, but if you can, take the extra few minutes and the extra $20 to make your lead magnet look nice if you can. Now, step 11 might be the most important step of all, which is to hit the like button and subscribe. If you learned something interesting, of course, it does help a lot. What type of lead magnet works best for you or on you? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if you want more help building your lead magnet or getting more leads and sales out of your current sales funnel, then I do have a link to a free checklist below of 20 steps to get more leads and sales out of your current funnel. And if you want more help building your list, then definitely check out my video here to learn many more ways to do that. All right, so that's all for now. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.